Moving towards our next session, we have Ms. Deeba Giannoulis. She is present with us through virtual mode. To know about Deeba, she is the head of US Soy Marketing. She has a diverse work background, social scientist for US Department of Defense in Afghanistan, to working on the private jets to business development for Bird & Bird, LLP in London, an oil and gas consultant in Dubai, as well as a commercial operator for chemical tank career. Now you see a different personality and a different speaker on today's topic. She has received dual bachelor's degree in history and political science from SDSU and spent 2 years studying at New College, Oxford University. She is energetic, passionate, result-oriented, and adaptable, working worldwide. She is committed to sustainability, not just now, but for future generations. She recently relocated from Houston, TX to Dubai with her 2 daughters and husband and enjoys the outdoors. Over to you, Deeba.
Good afternoon, everybody. I do apologize for not being there in person. It's been a jam-packed week, but I'd like to thank everyone for your attendance and participation. I hear it's a great number of you out there for this presentation. So once again, thank you for the introduction. My name is Deeba Giannoulis, and I'm the head of marketing for US Soy for South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa region. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a presentation on US soy sustainability. And before I begin, I would like to just let you know, I'm just going to share a video with you just to sort of put the themes of my presentation together all in one. So if you don't take anything away from any of the slides I have shared with you, please carefully pin yourself down to this video. And if there's any sound issue, AV team, please do let me know.
Rising population, changing climate, and growing consumer consciousness is adding new pressures and greater demand for sustainable nutrition and energy. Your customers are demanding more, and we're here to help you deliver. U.S. soybean farmers grow and develop sustainable solutions to today's biggest problems, producing feed, food, and fuel for a growing world, and preserving the planet we live on for the future. We're committed to leading on sustainability. In fact, U.S. soy has the lowest carbon footprint when compared to soy from other origins. Since 1982, U.S. forest land increased 2.1 million hectares, while cropland decreased 21.3 million hectares. We're leading by advancing key UN Sustainable Development Goals, a shared map for peace and prosperity now and in the future. Our story is one of continuous improvement. Since 1980, U.S. soy farmers have significantly improved resource use efficiency per bushel, while increasing soy production by 130%. We won't stop there. U.S. soy is going further to deliver sustainable solutions for you, your customers, and the planet.
So, what is sustainability? I'm sure those of you sitting in the room today have heard about sustainability along the lines of climate change and carbon footprint. But generally, you probably may ask yourself what it actually means. But in general terms, sustainability means making choices today that's going to positively impact the planet tomorrow. It means thinking about the future needs of the future generations by ensuring they will inherit a safe and healthy planet to live and thrive on. Sustainable living describes a lifestyle that attempts to reduce yours or the society use on Earth of the Earth's natural resources, and it's your personal your own personal resource. This is called Earth Harmony living or net zero living. And in the food industry, many people have become they have a lot of scrutiny now on their products. So during the COVID period, a lot of us have spent the past 2 years stuck inside the home, reading labels, Googling what's going in our bodies, and actually wanting to know where your source of food is coming from, whether or not if you're eating chicken, what feed your chicken has consumed? Is it sustainable? Is it healthy for the chicken because I'm therefore consuming it? So we have seen a growing trend in the sustainability topic. Our farmers in the US are putting sustainability front and center. The sustainable farming practices are foundational to the growth of production of the US soy. Our customers are demanding sustainable grown soybeans, and US soybean farmers are constantly innovating to ensure their supply meets and exceeds those demands. In 1935, the Natural Resource Conservation Services Act was set in place by Congress, and this is a permanent agency within the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It's comprised of technical experts who work to advance the scientific understanding of erosion processes and to ensure that they're developing effective conservation practice. U.S. soybean farmers have a long history of creating and participating in programs that preserve wildlife habitats and improve biodiversity. They employ things like crop rotation, pest management, to maintain soil health and maximize consistent quality of their harvest. There are modern tools like moisture sensors, smart irrigation, autonomous GPS-enabled tractor, drones, and satellite imagery that are used on U.S. farms, which help produce more soy with less land, even though they are reducing the use of natural resources. So on a typical farm in the U.S., we don't have 500 to 600 farmers working on that land. It's maybe about a group of 3 to 5 people who are working on it. But the use of the machinery and technology have allowed the efficiency of that farm to be grown and produce and harvest those soybeans. We have seen success with this conservation program since the 80s. We have seen fewer emissions by 41%. 35% of less land is being used, and an increase of soy production. And 97% of farms are U.S. Family farms. So each generation, they try to leave the land in a better shape than it was yesterday. And we're working to ensure that deforestation is not an issue. The USDA farm program provides strong protection for wetlands. And as you saw in that video, we have actually gained forest land in the last 100 years, while reducing farming in the last 50, or reducing farmland in the last 50 years. So another proof of point is we have spent $60 billion to these conservation programs from the period of 2019 to 2028. And 37% of that funding is devoted to this conservation reserve program. So it's about 8 million hectares of environmentally sensitive land. It's taken out of production, and it's devoted to research to improve water quality and wildlife habitat. So why is sustainability important for US, and not only just for us, but for many of us here today? It's 97% of the US farms are family farms, and they're generational. And beyond the bottom line, focusing on environmental sustainability can also translate to corporate sustainability. The benefits can include a lift in brand reputation. It can also help generate your sales. It's your ability to identify more with reliable partner suppliers. You foster a culture that wins over employees. So nowadays, the younger generations want to have a reason as to why they want to work for your company, besides just getting paid. There are significant operational efficiencies, just to name a few. And to be successful, sustainability must be integrated into your business operations and strategic direction of the company. Without this integration, your company will struggle to reduce material risks to their operation and truly embrace company-wide changes that will result in business benefits. By making sustainability a secondary priority or part of a company's, philanthropic branch, your business will not internalize the change needed to reap the longer-term economic rewards. You may think it will help you today just because you're generating sales and money, but you may also see, okay, today I'm struggling because I'm trying to switch over to sustainability. But if you don't make it your company's priority, you're going to be behind many of your other competitors. And the sustainability topic actually started maybe 15, 20 years ago, and I'd say it started in Europe, not even the United States. And the US sort of got on board with this just maybe 5 years, I'd say, after the Europeans did. And so 75% of the Fortune 500 global companies are now publishing sustainability reports. You can go on to Pepsi, you can go on to Accenture, any top companies. You click, there's either like an environmental section, you click on a sustainability section, and there's always reports there for you. And this is due to the consumer drive and demand of knowing where the source of their company's material is coming from. We're going to look at the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Have you all seen this blueprint before? I can see you there in the audience, so by a show of hands, like, have you seen this before? No? So this is a blueprint, and 2015, the UN published this blueprint so that we can ensure we have a sustainable future. These are 17 goals that aim to end poverty, to protect the planet, and ensure all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. On the context, so, okay, we're supposed to achieve this by 2030. In the context of anticipating a global population of 9.7 billion people by 2050. So if you're going to do the math, in the next 30 years, we're going to have 2 billion more people on this earth. That's more than 182,000 new people to feed, clothe, and fuel each day. And within a growing population such as India, this is a very vital topic. This blueprint has become a common language for everybody, whether you're a student, whether you're in a community, whether it's your own your local government, whether it's a business, an entire industry. This is a common language. And if those of you who are interested in like talking about this with business industry, this is a great starting point to go up and to speak to companies that say that they're achieving sustainable goals. So because these 17 goals are sort of interconnected, in the US, we kind of looked at it from a three-prong aspect. We look at it from the environmental aspect, the social aspect, and the economic aspect. And we map this to sort of our focus. So our aim is zero hunger. So full circular of clean water, things like responsible consumption and production, climate action, life on land, and partnerships. These areas help strengthen to work to reach zero hunger. Now moving on, carbon is a hot topic. People want to understand their environmental impact of the products that they are using. I'm sure when you go book your airline ticket, it has your carbon footprint on taking that flight. You can also go into Google and you can from point A to point B for you to get to this conference in Mumbai and Juhu, your carbon footprint. And alternatively, people are coming up with sustainable lifestyle choices, like switching to renewable energy sources, conserving water, and promoting global goals for sustainable development. We are all active contributors to the carbon footprint that we're leaving behind. And organizations and companies are leaving much larger footprints. And adversely, they are affecting the environment. The need for the hour is to actively reduce and eventually work towards completely eliminating all carbon footprints in the coming few years to protect this environment. It's not going to be 100%, diminished, but there are a lot of things many of us can do. This next few slides are going to answer the following questions. What is the environmental footprint of US soy compared to other sourcing countries? And we used Blum Consultants, who they specialize in environment, to develop this database and collection for us. So this slide, so we have not done this for the Indian market just yet, but we've looked at it from the Bangladesh market in our region. So this slide shows the carbon footprint of soybean for the Bangladesh market. So if you look in the very far left column, the United States is by far the lowest carbon footprint. Again, this is a carbon footprint of US soybean meal crushed at overseas. Far to the left is US having the lowest carbon footprint. And again, here, this is soybean meal crushed at market with US as having the lowest land use change and lowest carbon footprint. So from these three slides, some of the key data that you should take away is that for soybean cultivation, the land use change has the highest impact on global warming. And we're very proud to say we have the lowest carbon footprints on the market today. And carbon footprint of soy, it depends on the sourcing and cultivation practices. So we're doing a pretty good job. And I will share with you how we're doing that specifically. So this is just a satellite imagery to show you that that I've taken from NASA of how our planet is an infinite, like finite resource. I would not like to see this go all gray, like what you see in like the northern of sub-Saharan Africa. We need to be ensuring that this planet that we are protecting. And again, you saw this in the video, according to the 2017 summary report, we have seen a net increase in forest land and a decrease in cropland from 1982 to 2017. And like I mentioned, these sustainability trends started 10 to 15 years ago, and it's sort of led by expectations and sustainability commitments that companies are willing to take and regulation, rules and laws that are in place to ensure that companies, groups, organizations are adhering to. So the next few slides, I'm going to be talking to you about something we are very proud to actually mention here to you. Actually, and I'd say in all of the grains industry, the corn industry has sort of copycatted us after they have seen this global golden standard. It's called the Soy Sustainability Assurance Protocol. And this is a scheme, it was designed to meet the guidelines on the international market. We audit 20,000 farms annually to ensure that they are adhering to the laws and regulations of the sustainability protocol. And we believe that this sets a gold standard all across the world. It has been accepted by various groups around the world. We're actively involved in the Field to Market, the Consumer Goods Forum. It's been, like I said, I'm going to show you the recognition we have received. And we have 4 directives in the SSAP, which coincide and correlate to the Sustainable Development Goals. And you as a customer can refer to this to knowing that we are meeting corporate social responsibility needs of your expectations. And US soy is verified sustainable under the SSAP. So you have, as a purchaser, you have a advantage of buying US soy from other origins like Brazil and Argentina. And as I mentioned, there's third-party audits, there's goals, and benchmarks that we have against for this. And all of the rules, regulations, and on-farm practices that you can see will adhere to our SSAP. The 4 directives, as I mentioned, are biodiversity and high carbon stock, production practices, public labor, health and welfare, and continuous improvement. Under each one of these 4 directives, there are strict rules, guidelines, laws, regulations that must be met in order to ensure the sustainability and achievements are continuing. This is a farm, for those of you, you're in the food industry, so you probably don't know what the farm in the US sort of looks like. But this is just a framework for you to kind of see how our basic SSA sustainability farm is working. There's terraces, there's cover crops, crop rotations. We do not grow soy on the same land twice in the year. We rotate the crops. There's no conservation tillage. There's water storage ponds on our farms as well. So US soy and our farmers, in the next 5 years, we aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 10%, reduce soil erosion by 25%, just to name a few of our continuous improvement goal. Because sustainability is not just for now, it is a continuous and living, breathing process. So some of the key achievements for the SSAP is we've been recognized by the Consumer Goods Forum, we're part of the Global Seafood Alliance Best Aquaculture Practice, the EU Renewable Energy Directives. So we are very proud of some of the key achievements we have had for this. And one thing we sort of mapped out is we looked at our this soy sustainability impact of the shipment. So when we first started out, there's about 7,000 metric tons of US soy that was being exported globally with verified soy. And in the current marketing year of last year, we grew that to $24 million, or 24 million metric tons. So there has been a demand from consumers to have this sustainability certificates. So the certifications, it's no cost. It's shipment specific. It's available 7 days before, 60 days after your shipment. It's only available if your import is 60% from the US. The website has shipment report features if needed. This is a certificate that you receive, and as of this summer, we have achieved the certificate to being passed down 4 levels. So if you're a big company and you're importing US soybeans, I know for you in India, it's not, there are challenges, but we hopefully overcome those challenges. But even like soybean oils, on the edible side of things, once you do receive this certification, you can then pass it down to 3 levels of your customers, and they can use this and our logo, which I'll be sharing with you. I'll skip past this. So this is a sustainable US soy logo you get to use. It's pretty much you sign off a trademark licensing agreement. We have used this, it's heavily used in North Asia and Latin America. I would love to see an organization, a company in India using this. And it can be used to differentiate yourself on your products. You don't really have to use the colors, the scheme. You can make it red, you can make it white, you can make the image very small. This is just showcasing you just what the logo looks like. And these are some examples of how this logo was used. So we got some tofu products, we have some oil products, some feed products, some tempeh chips products, and they're actually very profitable and for those companies that are using this logo. So with that in mind, I like to say that without your efforts, without your push and towards your government, and making sure that they are purchasing sustainable sourced ingredients, we cannot ensure, we cannot make sure that we have a better future tomorrow. So it only takes you as an individual, you as an organization, you as a company, you as a local government, you to change and push your community around to ensuring that they are sourcing their ingredients from a sustainable solution. And in a country where India is very against a lot of imports of soybean from especially the outside world, I do ask you to challenge your own government for that. We are a growing population globally, and India is booming. And without your collaboration, without your support, we cannot ensure sustainable practices for tomorrow. So with that in mind, I would like to thank you for listening to me. And I do apologize for not being there in person, but hopefully I will get to meet with you in the near future. And I would like to say, if you'd like to learn more, please connect with myself. Ratan has my information. And learn more about us on USSEC.org and ussoy.org. I'd like to thank you all, but please make responsible, economical, and essential decisions that will impact your planet tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Deeba. And that was really very informative, how the USOS sustainability is important, and more than that, sustainability is important for our future generations. So how it can be taken forward from all the aspects. So the Deeba, what you have mentioned throughout your presentation was very apt, and thank you so much for it.